All right, well, welcome everyone welcome to BDC. Welcome to Faith and Bleeding Disorders session. This session is all about faith and what does it mean? What does it look like when you have a bleeding disorder? How does it impact your life? My name is Chelsea Frimpong. I'm the Manager of Education at NHS, and thank you for joining us. I'm going to kick it off to Christy, who is our moderator for this session, as well as to the panelists. Enjoy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Christy Humphrey. I'm one of the social workers with Hemophilia of Georgia, and we're really pleased today to come to you and bring a panel discussion on faith and bleeding disorders. Today we have Amina and Anthony, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell a little bit about themselves. Anthony, would you like to start?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Anthony Hagerberg. I'm from Macon, Georgia. I have hemophilia A severe with an inhibitor. I'm just glad to be here to speak with everyone, and let's get the conversation going.
So, hi everyone, my name is Amina Iftikhar. I am here from Champaign, Illinois, and I am mother of 3, and my youngest son, who is 7, he has hemophilia and I'm a carrier. Yeah, and I'm here.
All right, we're going to start the session off with some questions. And we're going to ask the speakers to talk a little bit on each question. If you in the audience have questions, please type them into your chat box and Chelsea will read them out for you. And so to start off, tell us a little bit about how you describe your faith practice. Amina, why don't you start?
Okay, I born and raised as a Muslim, so I believe that yes, I am a Muslim, and another thing that I feel like very important, that I was raised in a Muslim country. So yeah, so that's me.
Thank you. Anthony.
Well, I really don't have a specific religion. I just believe it's a higher power, and that helps me get through my pain, helps me get through a lot of obstacles in life. So I believe in faith a whole lot.
And so, Anthony, why don't you start with answering this question? What does faith mean to you?
Faith to me is belief. It's really just belief, believing in yourself, believing in a higher power, believing in your strength. It don't necessarily have to always do with religion, because sometimes you got to have faith in yourself to push yourself to, do some things that you think you cannot do sometimes. Like me personally, I just had my 4th hip surgery in February, and I was telling myself, like, I can't go through this again, but I just had to keep faith in myself and keep telling myself that you can do it, and everything's been working out.
Amina, how would you describe what faith means to you?
So as I just mentioned, for me, religion is a big part of my faith, and just believing on a divine power, that there is a power high above us, that is working with us, and it is giving us some power to work with that divine power to make decisions for our lives. So I guess that is faith for me. So it's like my religion and my personal beliefs together. That yeah. Go ahead.
You know, Anthony, you brought up difficult times. You mentioned that there's 4 hip surgeries, and Amina, in conversation, you had talked about when your child was originally diagnosed, with hemophilia. One of the things when you have a chronic medical condition, you are in so many ways, there's so much stress, so much pressure. And I'm curious, how did that faith help you in order to be able to cope with or manage what was happening in your daily life?
With me, just praying. With me, like I pray heavy. Like when I'm having a bad bleed or if I gotta have surgery, I just believe in praying and praying to a higher power. I just feel like it's always somebody watching over us, taking care of us. Um, and it's been times where I go to sleep sick. One day I'm praying.
Oh, Anthony, you're muted now. Can you repeat the last part of what you said?
I'm sorry. I said it been days where I went to sleep and woke up the next day and I was feeling fine. So I just felt like praying helped me out and higher power helped me out.
Mm. What about you, Amina?
So I remember when we had a conversation earlier. Yeah, when my son he was born, I didn't know that we have any genetic disorder in our family at that time. So his diagnosis was really life changing for me. I was so stressed. I didn't know from where to start. I was like lost for many days, and then again. I guess my belief and my religion kicked in and I started praying, and that calmed me down in my like mentally and physically both. And then I realized that I have to start from somewhere to help this little soul that I have in my hands. So, so yeah, it really helped me at that time. Like, I don't know how to express that. It was crazy time. For a mother, it was really, I was blaming myself that I gave him something, but I didn't. I mean, I did, but in another sense, it wasn't not in my control. So, yeah.
So when you think about faith, is this idea that it provides you something bigger than yourselves to manage the burden? Can you talk about your thoughts on that statement?
Um, yeah, like I said, it's believing, believing that you could get better, believing it's a higher power, um, giving you strength. Um, like Amina said, like my mother, she like when I used to talk to her, she used to always think it was her fault while I was sick, and so she just taught me how to pray, how to call on God, how to ask Him for strength, and through some of my darkest days, I think this would really help me pull through.
Hmm.
Other than prayer, was there any other practice that you used to functionalize your faith?
Um, Music. I do a lot of meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like meditating. Um, you know, calming yourself down, finding your center. So I do a lot of meditation, a lot of focus things, focus on my body, focus on pain, focus on area of pain. That kind of helped me get through a lot of stuff too.
Amina, you look like you had something to say a minute ago, and I'm sorry I
Yeah, no, no.
interrupted you.
It's fine. No, I was just going to say, I believe, again, each person believe differently, even in same religion. So I believe that until unless I don't pray along with my medication, it's not going to help me at all, or it's not going to help my kid at all. So I do that a lot. Like, I know that there is a medicine, and I know that the medicine is a source from God to help him. So it's just crazy, Your mind works differently to help you, so that's how it works for me. Um, so I always try to do both. So
And what about you, Amina? Other than prayer, is there any other ways that you functionalize your faith?
I guess at the back of my head, there is like again, as Anthony said, like meditation is a big part, um, and then refocusing yourself again. When you get distracted in everyday life, you just refocus towards the center and start believing on that. I guess that thing helps a lot. If you just start blaming or thinking about other things, those never help you, not physically and not mentally. So I guess meditation and just focusing on in your inner abilities that you can do something, you can help yourself and help your family.
I love that both of you are keep talking around this idea of it's bigger than you, right? It's about community as well. You know, it's about your family. You know, Anthony's mother taught him to pray, and you're talking about, you know, how you can impact your family in the midst of this as well. Can you speak a little bit about spirituality and community?
For me, back in like 2017, I was like really depressed. Like I was losing my faith. I was saying I didn't want to be here anymore. Like I was just tired of the pain. So I called a couple of my friends and my brothers, and as soon as they came, they were like, "You too strong for that. Come on, let's get in the circle. Let's pray." And like soon as we prayed and we talked and everything, like that feeling I had just went away, and I didn't have that feeling anymore. And I know it just came from everybody praying for me at one time, everybody having faith that I'll get better. And it rubbed off on me and made me believe, like, you know what? I'm not that bad. I can get better. I can overcome this. And so community and family, that's a big part of my faith.
So as Anthony just mentioned, community. When we got this diagnosis, I didn't know from where to start. And for me, my community was our bleeding disorder community. And I feel like they are, sometime in my life, they are stronger than your own relation, because the support you get from them, you cannot get from anyone else. Like anything that Anthony is saying, I know those feelings, from where those things are coming. And I'm sure he can understand what I'm saying. I mean, I'm sure his mother has told him all these stories several times. And, you know, being a mother, seeing your kid, it is always painful. But then you meet other mothers who went through the same thing. It really helps you. It helps you and it strengthens you. And that strength you get, it's beyond anything. So I really get that strength from our bleeding disorder family. And if I say family, they are really family. There are times when I have, but I cannot even tell my sister because she doesn't have a kid with bleeding disorder, so she cannot understand what I'm going through. So I can talk to another parent who has a son who is going through the same thing, and she can understand what I'm trying to share with her. So yes, I would say bleeding disorder community, it's a huge, huge part in my life, in my family's life. So yeah, that's it. And I can talk forever about this. Just so
I'm curious too, you know, when you have a chronic medical condition or you have a child with a chronic medical condition, either one, there is this fear that can happen always in the back of your mind. What if the thoughts just roll and they roll? And I'm curious, how do you use faith to balance fear response to something so human as the body failing?
Um, with me, with me having hemophilia and then having a son, my biggest fear was I'm not going to be able to throw the football with them or play with them or make it to a field day or an event that they really wanted me to come to when I was sick. So, you know, I just sit my children down and talk to them and let them know, you know, my situation. And, you know, I taught them how to pray. So it's been times where I was down and they seen me crying. They came in and said, "Dad, I pray to God that he heal you." And that might have been only the little thing I needed to hear to make me smile, you know. And like my daughters, they might call me and say, "Dad, I prayed for you last night." So just having them believing in, having faith and believing in God, that little bit sometimes give you the strength to, make it through another day.
Mm. Amina, do you have any words around fear?
I guess fear of unknown is always there. And I guess that's what we have to go through every day. When we send our kids to school with this bleeding disorder, there's always a fear. There was a time in my life when I will never pick up a call, the number that if I don't know the number, I will never pick a call. But now I pick each and every call, even if it is a spam call, because I don't know if it's the teacher or some other parent who's trying to call me. So that's, yes, again, the fear of unknown is always there. And sometime even at night, I just keep my door open. What if he needs me at night, I don't think so I will stop doing that ever. So it is just, and yes, this if is not going to go away from our lives.
Is there a balance practice, though, that helps with fear?
Yes. Again, all these fears are for me as a mother. But then when I go to sleep, I know that I give myself and my family in the hands of God, Allah, that I believe on. And that's how I sleep. So yes, when I drop him at school, I know that there is a power above me that is going to save him. But me as a parent will still keep my phone in my hand just in case if he needs me. So these both things go hand in hand. I know that I have a faith, but me as a parent is very weak, and so yeah, that's it.
All right. One more question. As you've gotten older, how would you say faith has changed?
Well, I don't think it really changed. I think it's strong. It might be stronger from when I was younger. The longer you live and the longer you face fears and face different obstacles in life, you learn how to overcome them. You know what to pray for. You know who to call on when you need that extra strength. You know who to call on when you need somebody to boost your faith. So I just say it changes as you get older, you get stronger. You know what to pray for, instead of just just praying anything like, Lord, help me, please, please. I directly pray for, my knees swollen, Lord, I need you to purify my blood. I need you to restore my health, So it's just the older you get, the more mature you get, the better you get at praying, the stronger your faith is, the stronger the people around you. You kind of weed out the people, that really don't too much care about, how much pain you in. Then you have people that really care, that don't see you go through it. Like my family members, they seen me go through it. So they pretty much know if I call them, it's a bad situation because they know I don't call them for nothing. But if I call them, they know it's prayer time. They know it's faith time. I need some uplifting. So I think it gets better with age.
And I believe for me, as I'm getting older, my beliefs and my faith is getting stronger, and yeah, I believe it's getting stronger. So when you are a kid, you don't care about these things. You don't know how these things work. But I guess the more you practice, the more you do things, uh, your your beliefs and your faith start getting stronger. And I'm sure it is much more stronger at this point in my life than I was 10 years ago. So it definitely changes. And again, it all depends on circumstances. If you're going through a tougher time, then you are praying harder. And when you are just in your regular routine, you don't sometimes care. So it all depends at what time in your life you are going through?
You know, like for me, when I was younger, like now I do fasting sometimes. So I'll fast for a week. um, I learn how to detox my body. I learn what certain things to eat and not to eat. So it's different methods to your faith. Like I said, when I was younger, I didn't know about fasting. Then I learned about fasting. I was like, oh, okay. And that kind of helped. That really helped me a whole lot.
Yeah. Just so you know, Muslims fast a month every year. So yeah, we do that a lot. And it really helps. I mean, that's young. When I was young, I didn't realize that how it helps, but now I look forward for that month.
Yeah,
It really helps you.
yeah, it really does.
It does.
So prayer, fasting,
Meditation.
community. Say again.
Meditation.
Meditation, yeah. These are the things that have come up in the conversation so far. I'm curious with meditation, is there any particular practice that you use? I think prayer is something that there's a lot of conversation about in the community, but I'm unsure how much people know about meditation and how they can functionalize their religion using it.
Well, I know when I do meditation, a lot of time when I first start, I go outside and try to soak up some sun rays, um, get my feet planted on the earth, um, try to just pull some energy from the earth, and
You
then
mean
I
you
find
actually go barefoot on
yeah,
the
yeah,
ground?
I
Yeah,
go barefoot on the ground. I
I've
try
heard
to,
of this.
get some of the sunlight in. Try to just pull energy from the earth. And then I might find me something soothing to listen to and find me a quiet place and just, meditate on, like pain, what I've been going through in life. Um, Meditate on what joints really ailing me the worst. Um, a lot of time I meditate on things I want to do in the future. I tell myself, you know what, you're going to be able to run one day. So you go get a Speedo, we go right down the street. So I just, anything I can use to try to motivate myself to make it through another day, because that's basically what it's about, finding a way to deal with what you're going through today so you can live
Mhm.
for tomorrow.
So yeah, I second with Anthony. I do try to. So again, each religion has different ways to meditate. Being a Muslim, we have to pray like certain times, and I try to do that when I'm really going through hard time. I try to focus on my prayer, and it's like some physical, like postures you have to do, and some like praying. So I do that, and it really helps you. Again, it all depends how much focus you put into that. So yeah, it helps.
Uh, and I just noticed this, like, just positive energy. Like, just you keep positive energy around you, you feel way better than negative energy. Like when I was younger, I kept a lot of negative energy around me, and I kept wondering like, why I was sick. I'm sick, sick, sick. But when I started learning about positive energy and negative energy, I started putting myself around people with negative energy, positive energy with positive spirits. Um, and I started feeling better. I wasn't as stressed. I wasn't as depressed. Faith and meditation and, just balancing out that negative and positive energy. Um, I think that's what it's all about.
Nice. Our community has been through so much, and we have so many things to teach the greater community of America. And we are going through something right now as a society. And I'm curious, coming from a faith perspective, what you would say about, especially around fear and COVID-19 and, you know, this idea that we have something to offer in how to deal with suffering, And I'm curious what your thoughts would be around what you might say to someone outside our community and how to deal with the pressure of what it is, not only to be sick, but to have society fraying at its edges.
I just, people I talk to, I just tell them, to be mindful of your surroundings, to be mindful of other people. Um, Wear your mask. Before you leave, say a prayer. Keep you some hand sanitizer. Because I actually know a couple people that had COVID, so that was family members. So, so I just call and talk to them and keep their spirit up, and we sit and pray with each other. If I could try to make them laugh, I try to make them laugh. But it's just by keeping your spirit uplifted, not letting your mind get the best of you. Because we all sit and wonder and worry, and sometimes our mind get the best of us, and that's when we fall into that deep depression, and sometimes it's hard to pull yourself out. So, like I say, if you keep people around you that with positive energy, I think everybody be okay.
And again, and it's again, as we just talk about the fear of if, it is again the fear of if. We don't know how long this thing is going to stay around us, how we are going to get it, because I worked the whole time. I mean, I didn't have the liberty to work from home, so I was there every day, and and sometimes I was fearful that what if my kids get it from me? So every day when I come back home, I just keep them away from me for a few minutes. I can change, wash myself, and again, it's really fearful, and you can get anxious. I do get anxious almost every other day nowadays because we are tired. It's been 5 months. We have been listening and practicing, and it's not going away. So I guess we all are tired, and that tiredness is making us anxious and mad because we don't know. When you don't know what to do, like, and how long to do, you do get mad at yourself, at other people who are not following the guidelines. So it's just really confusing. But, but today, but yeah, I don't know. I am anxious because I have to send my kids back to school because our schools are going to be open. So I don't know. It's a lot of stress right now.
It is. And, it's interesting with the lessons that we've learned in this community, how to, you know, marshal all your resources is everything that I've heard folks say. It's about relying on community. It's about relying on information. That's another thing that I've heard throughout. It's like, I use my faith, and I use my technology, and I use my medicine, and I use like all of it, like everything. It's a big embrace of everything that's there for you, and spirituality informs all of that, and it doesn't exclude any of that. And so isn't that interesting that that's sort of the theme of the day? It's like when I'm worried about my child, I keep my phone close, but I also pray.
Yes,
It's two things. It's not
it
just
is, it
one
is.
thing.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it
We
is
just got a
interesting.
question from Lori. The question is, do you feel knowledge gives you strength to face your disease or fears as you use faith, meditation, and fasting on a daily basis?
I mean, knowledge is power. So like me, I study different religions. I try to pull for some everywhere. Any technique I can, I feel like help me, I pull from it. So the more you know about your body, the more knowledge you have, of your faith, because it starts with that. Like you can't, say you have a religion, you need to know, what your religion is, what it means, when it started, So with me personally, like I said, I pull from a lot of different religions. I try to study a lot of different religions, not just to be focused on one, because I believe, all of it has something to offer. So the more knowledge you have, the more knowledge you have over your belief in your faith and your religion, the better understanding of yourself. You'll have a better understanding of yourself.
And the more knowledge you have, the more understanding you have for other people and for yourself.
Yeah.
Again, you cannot confine yourself. Although I keep on saying that I'm a Muslim, but I have friends from almost each and every faith and belief system. So it teaches you how to get along with other people as a society and then as a community. So.
I find that interesting too. Basically what you're talking about is compassion,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
and that's something that our community, once again, because we've been through the ringer, people with bleeding disorders have. And I find consistently that there's a whole lot of joy in this community and a whole lot of compassion for other people and what they're going through, and giving back to the greater community as well as a result of having a bleeding disorder. I was talking to somebody recently who was talking about just that. He was like, it's because I have a bleeding disorder that I must give back to my community. And so I'm curious about compassion practices and giving back and gratitude, and how all of that is informed by your bleeding disorder.
When I was young, I used to be so mad I had hemophilia. But when I got older, I felt like it gave me so much strength to deal with stuff that don't even have to do with hemophilia. Like, it gave me strength. It gave me the courage to be strong. About 2 years ago, we had a conference in like Miami, and it was people I didn't even know. We were just out talking and everything. And next thing you know, it's like 10 of us standing in front of the hotel praying. And we got homeless people coming down the street, and they end up getting in the group, and we end up praying for them. So I just believe if you believe in something, and you pray as a community, that fellowship will lead out into to the community. Like, it not necessarily have to have hemophilia. Like, anybody, sickle cells, cancer, anything, or you could just be depressed. I just think if we come together as a community and pray more and have more compassion for one another, I think we'll go a long, long, long way.
Yeah. And again, as Anthony is saying, a single person is nothing. Until unless you are not together, you cannot do anything. And we as a community, if we don't understand each other's pain, we cannot do anything. And we do understand each other's pain. We do understand what each one of us is going through. At certain point in life, maybe we are sometimes sharing the same experiences. So I guess that is something that give us compassion and love for each other.
And I had to learn that because I used to feel like when I was sick, I see somebody else sick, I'd be like, oh, they're not really dang that sick. So, but I had to teach myself, just because their pain is not my pain doesn't mean they're not in pain.
Yeah.
So I had to learn to be more compassionate for other people that was in pain or sick or going through something. Because I used to look at them like, yeah, you twist your ankle. Well, I had 1,000 of those. So I really didn't, I really didn't want to hear it. But when I got older, I was like, okay, their pain is not my pain, and I can't force my pain on somebody else, which I was trying to do, make them feel like y'all pain ain't nothing compared to mine. And once I learned, stop trying to put my pain off on other people, because people out here really hurting, people really sick. And I learned that then. That's when I started, well, I'll come over and pray for you, or I'll come over and sit with you. And, like now, I got a couple friends like in Alabama, Philadelphia, New Jersey, Mississippi. All of us get on the phone like Friday from the bleeding community, and we have like a big prayer session. And we have a conference call, and all of us just pray for each other. And, find out what each other going through in life and just pray for each other.
Yeah, that's interesting. Again, we cannot compare, or it's not like a competition or comparison of pain. Again, understanding that each one of us is going through a different phase and different kind of pain at certain time in my life, in their lives. So I remember I was mad when my son was born and, going through all that. But now I feel like he is such a blessing. This thing is such a blessing that I get to meet people from all over the world. I could have never done that in my life. And not only meeting people, like I call them my best friends. And again, I call them like family. Like I have a family all over now. So which I could never, even think about. So it is it's like again, keeping myself calm when I say like it's a blessing in a disguise. But again, there is no comparison or competition of the pain and difficulties each one of us go through. So
I'm curious if you have any questions of each other, Amina and Anthony.
I just know what she going through as a mother. Like, I just have so much respect for her. Mothers of children with hemophilia, because I seen personally what my mother went through. And still to this day, as a grown man, I call her, talk to her. She still cry and feel like, it's something she wish she can do. And I have to tell her, like, no, you made me the person I am. You made me strong enough to be able to deal with hemophilia. So I just want to tell her, like, I think you're amazing. I really admire your strength, because it really takes a strong woman to go through that, especially if you have no one in your family really ever with hemophilia, which in my case, I have nobody in my city with it. So I just want to tell you that I really admire your strength, and you're amazing. Keep pushing.
thank you. Yes, it still makes me cry like 10 times. I can cry for this thing. Yeah. So, and whenever I see a teenager or a grown up in my life, like who is going through the same thing, I see my son in that.
Mhm.
And and sometimes it gives me strength to see that, oh, he will be like that person. And sometimes it makes me scared. What if he not, So again, uh, and thank you for being a role model for the kids and the community. They do look up to all these big role models. My son, I don't know if you guys know about Bombardier, Chris Bombardier. My son loves him. So, when they see these role models in the community, they really look up to. So,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for your kind words, Anthony.
It's actually, that's a good segue, because one of the questions that just came in is about role models. So the question is, do you have role models in your faith traditions who have helped you develop your faith?
I have. I mean, I had a lot of people. As a matter of fact, Christy was one. And Christy would tell you that I was a person that did not believe in taking my medicine. Like, I did not believe it, but she would not let it go. She stayed on me. You got to take it. And that was at Augusta. She was like, no, you need to go here. You need to do this. And once I got old, I was like, oh, okay, she really cared about me. It's people in this community that really care about you that, I consider my family. Like, they gave me motivation. They gave me strength that made me believe that I can get better. Because at one point in my life, I never thought I can get better. And a year ago, like, I went to my children field day and I stand up the whole hour. I had never done that in my life. Just me, getting healthy and believing and praying, and, my mother telling me to keep praying, my brother and them telling me to keep praying. They really give me strength to keep going.
There are many. I cannot even count one. Yes, every time you meet a new person and you learn something good from them. And, I believe we all are your role models then. And sometimes you learn like more things from one person and then you learn some extra things from another. So there are many. And again, as I just said that my kids, whenever they go to a bleeding disorder and they look up to one of the teenager or, someone closer to their age and they think that, oh, he can do this too. So yeah, we have many.
Yeah.
And then just a challenging question. I'm curious. Sometimes people believe that if you have faith, then your body will be completely whole, that there will be literally nothing wrong with it. How do you respond to people who imply that you would no longer have hemophilia or be well if you just had more faith?
Uh, like, well, like me personally, the first part is having faith and knowing, how to pray. Second is you have to help God help you. You can pray all day, but if you sitting there and you're not trying to get better, you're not trying to help you get better. Because, like me, like when I go to physical therapy, I get up every morning. I do not want to go to physical therapy. Oh my God, please just, not today. But I have to sit, meditate, say a prayer, and he give me the strength to go on. Now it's my decision to go to therapy. But when I pray and I calm myself down and I tell him, just give me strength to make it to therapy today. And then I open my eyes and I go on to therapy and I, find that I had the strength today to make it through therapy. So if the first thing is having faith, but second is you gotta help him. You gotta help him help you.
That's true. I don't know if I can add anything into that.
Y'all are making me chuckle over here. I love it. This is great. So we have just a couple of more minutes. Is there anything more that you would love to say to your fellow people with bleeding disorder and the bleeding disorder community about faith?
I just want to tell everybody just, keep believing in the higher power. Keep praying. Just know things will get better. I came up in the era of hemophilia where, it was only a couple medicines. And now we have long active medicine, short, we have so many different options now. And I think the community is so strong right now. So I think like this is one of the best communities you can be in because it's people that really care, people that really treat you like family. So I just want to encourage everybody, if you're depressed, if you down, just reach out to somebody. It's somebody that's going through the same thing you're going through. Like I said, I ain't have nobody in my city with hemophilia. So going to camp and going to, hemophilia events, I got to talk to other people with hemophilia that let me see other people going through the same thing I was going through and let me know it wasn't only me going through this. So just try to reach out to anybody in the community if you need, somebody to talk to. Y'all can reach out to me.
So I would say, either you believe on a power above you or a power inside you. Just keep on believing that. It's just a faith, have a faith on yourself that you can do something good for yourself and something good for people around you. And that is the most important thing we all need right now. Again, reaching out to your fellows, or if you're hesitant to reach out to your fellows, go for counseling. Or talk to your doctor, maybe they can guide you if you are having a bad day or bad time in your life. And we all do. We all have those days when we cannot handle. But reaching out to someone and, sometimes we get shy. So don't be shy when you know that you need help. And that is a strength. That's what I learned. I learned it the hard way, but I did learn that reaching out to someone when you really need help, and that is the biggest strength you can give to yourself. Yep, that's it. And enjoy this virtual conference. Such a different and, interesting experience.
Well, Anthony and Amina, thank you so much for your time and your wisdom and your thoughts on this very important topic. And of course, at the end of the day, the participants will receive an email with a link to evaluate the session. So please take the time to do that. It really does matter. I'm on the working group, and we really do look at those evaluations, and they really do inform the next year's Bleeding Disorder Conference. And so even though this is not face-to-face like we're used to, I think it was a very valuable session, and I so appreciated everything that was said. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.